Hey, happy August, aka Ahsoka month. We're getting the Ahsoka show this month, and I want to jumpstart the month by answering perhaps the most asked question about Ahsoka. Where was she between her final appearance in Star Wars Rebels and her next appearance in The Mandalorian? Basically, where was she when, Vader and the Emperor were doing their thing, and Luke Skywalker was trying to take them down? Where was Ahsoka Tano? With her introduction in the Clone Wars and her progression in Rebels, Ahsoka's become a main character of Star Wars. I mean, she's literally getting her own show. One of the closest people to the main character of Star Wars, Anakin Skywalker. So, why didn't she help Luke take down Vader? Where was she? Well, I, the Star Wars Galaxy host here, I did some research and lore finding into the tiniest, most hidden away corners of the galaxy to find an answer. And I did so today, really pulling things from very hidden spots of canon lore. But we're gonna figure this out. It will include some theorizing at the end, but we're here to have fun. And to get the answer, we first have to go back to the final episode of Star Wars Rebels that Ahsoka is in. By the way, highly recommend each and every one of you to watch Star Wars Rebels. I see a lot of people say I gave up like a season and a half in because it was boring. Trust me, from that point on, about halfway through season 2, it's a banger show. I'm gonna rewatch it, it's outstanding. Anyways, I'm not sponsored by Rebels, let's get back into this. Going back to the final episode of Rebels that Ahsoka is in. Just for the quick recap, Ahsoka is fighting Darth Vader, Anakin, in the temple on Malachor. Darth Vader is about to cut her down, or she's about to fall through the floor, and right before she dies, Ezra Bridger saves her from the world between worlds, which he traveled to in a later season. But Ezra pulls her out, and Ahsoka basically time travels from that moment to later on when Ezra's in the world between worlds. While Ezra was in the world between worlds, he passed by many different portals, but only 2 actually opened for him. The one containing Ahsoka, and later the one containing Kanan's death. I believe it's because Ezra was involved in these 2, and I also believe the world between worlds is a gateway to basically your own experiences, your own life, your own future, past, so whatever you've gone through, you'll see those specific portals. Yes, he heard Obi-Wan, even Jyn Erso, and Yoda while in the world between worlds, but the only portals that actually opened were the ones that directly related to him. But anyways, Ahsoka is saved, and when they go to Kanan's portal, Ahsoka refuses to let Ezra save him. This is because it would alter entire timelines. If Kanan is saved, things will change in that moment. The others will likely die because Kanan's not there, and the whole galaxy could just be shifted, butterfly effect. And as her and Ezra begin to travel through the world between worlds, trying to leave, it's clear that Ahsoka is even a little bit uncomfortable with herself being saved, telling Ezra that she cannot go to find him, or go with him once they are out. Ahsoka, it seems, understands it might not have been her destiny to survive that duel, and so as they're leaving, she escapes out of a different portal than Ezra. She escapes back to Malachor where she was saved. And then we see her in her final scene of Rebels as she walks into a dark cave, never to be seen again. So, where was she? Alright, strap in, sit down as I present to you the deepest corner of the lore that I've ever presented. And this is confirmed canon by Wikipedia, so it's real. Ready? It's the Topps card collecting mobile game. Her path is revealed to us from cards illustrated by Dave Filoni himself. It's clear he doesn't want to give it all away, only giving this information in tiny pockets of hidden lore, including another thing we're going to get to later, but here we go. And I do think the reason that we have such little information on where she was is because we're actually going to see flashbacks of it, maybe of her time during all this, in her show. So, here we go. She enters the bottom of the temple through an entrance revealed from the destruction of the temple, and in the first card here, we see a front view of her entering. Upon entering, we see Ahsoka find Morai, who's guiding her. Reminder, Morai is basically the daughter who Ahsoka has a deep connection with, because Ahsoka was revived by the daughter in the Mortis arc of Clone Wars. It's all connected. Anyways, we see Ahsoka see Morai, who's guiding her, and Ahsoka comes across a stream in this hidden temple pathway. Now, Ahsoka enters the stream, and now we can see Morai taking off, and Ahsoka follows her through the guiding stream. Reminder, they are underneath the destroyed temple on Malachor, where Ahsoka fought Vader, and with the temple destroyed, this entrance is now revealed. So, Ahsoka's following Morai through this hidden, basically gateway, hidden stream, hidden pathway, and the stream leads to a staircase, which Ahsoka begins to climb. And after climbing it, she comes upon a new entrance to the world between worlds. And it's been theorized, since Rebels, that the only entrance to this world between worlds was the one we saw, the temple on Lothal, which was closed off by Ezra. But here we see that Ahsoka, with the guidance of Morai, has found a new entrance underneath a Sith temple. So, what did she do from here? Because this is the last we see of it. Well, now we transfer to another corner of lore. A tiny sentence in the book Ultimate Star Wars New Edition details the Malachor Sith Temple. So, that's what we're going to do now. When describing the Malachor Sith Temple, the final sentence says, Ahsoka embarks on a spiritual journey beneath the temple that changes the course of her life. So, we saw her go on that little pathway, but then she goes on a journey literally changing the course of her entire life. Alright, so the confirmed canon lore says that after we see Ahsoka in Rebels, she follows Morai to a hidden entrance beneath the Sith Temple to the world between worlds. She then follows a path through the stream, up some stairs to a world between worlds portal. I assume, we don't actually see this, but it's kind of confirmed in the book, we assume she enters the portal, going on a spiritual journey that changed her life. So where was she during the original trilogy? From here, we begin to theorize, using all the information that we have. I think Ahsoka was guided to the world between worlds because Ezra altered her destiny. She wasn't supposed to survive, I don't think. But because she did, because Ezra saved her, she was guided then to the world between worlds by Morai to show why she must stay hidden. From my view, the world between worlds shows everyone something different depending on their life and experiences. So when Ahsoka enters, she will see her own past, her own present, her own future, and the future of people close to her, and, see what she needs to see. I would bet that she sees the battle on Mustafar, and I bet she also sees Vader turn back to the light in the end, on this journey she goes in the world between worlds. She goes on this journey, probably sees these things, and just tries to learn all she can about the Force. So I assume, given what we have in canon lore, that Ahsoka spent the entire trilogy, the entire original trilogy, in the world between worlds. That could have been 10 years from her perspective. Or, she could have been in there for 10 minutes and skipped all the way to Vader's funeral or something like that. Right? She could have gone in, came out 5 years later at a portal, when it's all wrapped up. It's extremely complicated, but I think we're going to see some of that in the Ahsoka series. It's all but confirmed that Hayden Christensen will be in the series as Anakin and as Vader. So, my theory is that we see him in some of these scenes for the first time. Why else would there be 0 comics, 0 books, 0 anything except some trading cards on what she was doing? Her time during the original trilogy. Because we're going to see her spend the original trilogy on this spiritual journey inside the world between worlds. Her show, maybe we're getting a 2-episode premiere, so maybe some of the episode is flashbacks to her time in this journey, learning about Anakin, learning about why she has to let Luke do his thing. That's my theory. Does this all make sense? Are you sitting here right now like, what are you talking about? Maybe, but I think it'll make much more sense when we see it on the screen. So, Ahsoka gets saved from the world between worlds, goes into a portal that just puts her back on Malachor, is guided into a temple where she finds her own portal to the world between worlds. Then from there, I assume she sees things that just tell her what her destiny is, that it's not to go save Anakin, that has to be Luke. So yeah, let me know what you think. I hope any of this made sense. I think we will see it in the Ahsoka show. Anyways, awesome. Thanks for watching. Appreciate ya. I'll see you in the next video.